Hello everyone, CC Brooks, and I have finally finished my Lego Mario CMF series. So I've been working very hard on this and it was super fun to make, and I'm going to continue making CMF series, but I'm also going to keep all the normal things on my channel like live streams and all of that. So let's get into it. Here is the front of the bag that would be used for the blind bags. I included 7 of the figures on here, but there is a total of 12 figures on in the series. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a look. So the first figure I'll be showing is Mario. So I gave him his traditional face. I made it very accurate to the actual Mario, but of course that would be a print on along with his hair. The hat would be a new mold, and the star power, I just kind of put a star there with eyes, but Lego could use their already existing star pieces or make a new one, but I feel like Lego wouldn't actually make Nintendo figures. But yeah, and then I gave him his traditional overalls and his traditional overall colors. And I just made him look as accurate as I could. I just gave him the normal length legs because there are a lot of characters that are shorter than him, so I thought it was best to give Mario normal length legs. So that's my Mario figure. My next figure here is Luigi. So he is really similar to Mario. His hat is the same, but just like a different print. His face is also printed on, and his overalls are very similar to Mario's, just green and blue instead of red and blue. Then there's a new mold for the shell piece. By the way, most of these accessories are Mario Kart themed accessories. But anyways, the shell would be a new piece, and it's actually used once more in this CMF series. So not much to look at Luigi. That's the most accurate I could get, and I'm happy with it. So here is Bowser. I wanted to make him a big fig because he is a really big character, especially compared to Mario. But CMF series don't really include big figs, so for now I just have him as a traditional minifigure. His shell is like the Ninja Turtle shells, but it has spikes on the back. And then he would have a new head mold, but then his body would just be all printings. Now he does not have a tail piece, just because that wouldn't work well with the shell. So yeah, the head mold would be all 3-dimensional, and it would look really cool. And then yeah, that's basically it. Oh yeah, and then his power-up, I wanted to do the fire thing, but I didn't really know how to make it into a new Lego element, so I just put a picture of it on a tile. Here I have Princess Peach. She would have, well, one of her new elements would be her hair piece, and it would have a hole at the top for the crown to go into. I made more princesses like this. And then her power-up, the bottom part is a normal minifigure head, but the top part I actually use a couple times later in this series. But it's the Dash Shroom from Mario Kart, and also in lots of other Mario games. Her dress I just did accurately to what she looks like in the picture. She has her gloves and her sleeves, and I just gave her her big iconic eyes and a simple smile. So this is Rosalina, and of course Luma. Luma would be a completely new piece. Rosalina's hair is new, so is her crown. Her crown is different than Peach's crown. It was hard to get her hair just right because of all her spikes and swoops, so I did my best. It's not perfect, but it still turned out pretty good. Then I made her dress with her stars at the bottom, and I made her big iconic eye, well, because you only see one eyes, you can see part of the next. And I think she turned out pretty well. The hair was just really difficult to get right. Here is Daisy, in my opinion, the best of the princesses. I gave her her iconic red hair. I got the style right, and her happy eyes and her mouth. And then I gave her the golden dash room, normal minifigure head in gold, and then the same top of the shroom that was at Princess Peach's dash room, but in gold. It has the same crown as Daisy, just a different gem printing. And then Daisy has all the elements of her dress, her orange and yellow, and I think she turned out really nicely. I think she is one of the best of my princesses. Here is Toad, and Toad is one of my favorite Mario characters of all time. I think he's just a funny Mario character. Anyways, his headpiece, the top part, is the same that's used for the dash rooms. Then he has a normal minifig head. That headpiece just goes on top. And then he just has this plain vest and pants. And I gave him a boomerang, mostly because the color of the boomerang matches his vest. But I'm really happy with how Toad turned out. He looks really accurate. Here is Toadette. But Toadette, she has the top of her headpiece is the same as the dash room, but it has braids on it, so it is slightly different. She is very similar to Toad, just different colors, of course. She has the pink color scheme, and her top is different. And then I gave her the red shell, it's like Luigi's but red, so it's the same mold of Luigi's, of course. Next is Yoshi. Yoshi is also one of my favorite Mario characters. So Yoshi has a lot of new elements. You'd have a custom head mold, a tail piece that slips on, like if you've ever seen a Lego skirt or tutu, it'd go on like that. And then a new lightning bolt piece. It's the lightning bolt that like shocks everyone in Mario Kart. And then Yoshi, I just gave him his iconic happy look and giant round nose. And then he also has his tail and his bright orange shoes and his red spikes. So yeah, he turned out nicely. Next is Lakitu. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But he would have two new molds, his head mold and his shell mold. It's kind of like the Ninja Turtle shells, but a bit different, humps out more. I did not give him his cloud because I didn't think that would just be fit for blind bags. I don't really know. I just didn't think it would be best to give him his cloud. He might have a different opinion, but I just didn't want to give him his cloud. He has his little finish line flag. That's just a normal Lego element. And he even has his speaker and his goggles and his happy expression. Next is Shy Guy. Shy Guy is a very underrated Mario character, in my opinion, so I gave him his own figure. He'd have a new head mold, kind of like a ghost one that would slip over a normal minifig head, but it doesn't have holes. Those are just printed in black there. And then I gave him a banana peel as his little accessory. I think he turned out really cute. I like Shy Guy. And now is Kamek. Kamek would have a new head mold. His hat is attached to it. His body is just blue with normal printing. And then I tried my best to make a little staff, but I couldn't get it just right. But I didn't want to make a brand new mold since this CMF would have a lot of new molds. So I just made his staff out of pieces there and gave him his just glasses and iconic expression. So here is the list of minifigures. I'm really happy with how the whole series turned out. I really love like Mario Kart. It's just a fun, iconic game that's been around for a long time. So thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this CMF series, and I'm going to make more, so be looking forward to it. Remember to like and subscribe so you get notifications when those come out.